Welcome to my real estate market review. I'm Mike Hewlin with RE/MAX Advantage, and I'm going to take you through the third quarter of 2022 here in Birmingham, Alabama. Today we'll be looking at how the real estate market has performed in the third quarter and also for the entire year. I'll show you key data points using average sale price, average days on market, total number of homes sold, and total number of homes available for sale. I've pulled this data together from the main areas that I work in here in Metro-Birmingham, Alabama. It is my goal to give you an understanding of what is happening in the real estate market currently and let those stats give you some clues as to what might happen in the fourth quarter of this year and in the early part of next year. So let's get started by looking at what happened during the month of September during 2022. Average sale price dropped 3% from August. The average sale price was $391,639. Average days on market was 17. This represents a 30% increase from August. Total number of homes sold decreased 2% last month to 1,011. And number of homes available for sale increased 7% over August totals. All of these changes were very slight, with the exception of average days on market, which did show a larger increase. This number reflects the larger inventory levels, increasing interest rates, and lighter demand. The increase in inventory is a positive change though, as that is what will help to stabilize the market as we move into the future. Now let's take a look at 2022 as a whole from March through September. I've prepared 4 line graphs to illustrate the trends over the year. Let's get started by looking at average sale price. The average sale price peaked in May, declined in June and July, ticked up slightly in August, and then decreased slightly in September. The peak average sale price in May was $413,121. Everything was at a fever pitch at this point in time, and this price reflects that. I think the key takeaway from this graph is how it gently rolls through the year. It shows peaks and valleys, but there are no sharp increases or decreases. This trend is a good reflection of how our market here in Birmingham typically behaves in both good times and changing times. Next, let's look at average days on market. Currently, we are at about 17 days in this category. As you can see by looking at the graph, we got to a low of 10 days in May. At this point in time, many houses were selling in 1 to 3 days, with multiple offers going way over asking price. As the market has cooled over the summer, inventory has begun to build, which brings higher numbers in this category. Now let's look at total number of homes sold. This graph looks very similar to the average sale price graph which we looked at, and this illustrates the relationship between price and demand. For this year, we hit our peak in May at 1,294 homes sold, and September produced 1,011 homes sold, which is the low for the year. Buyers take note of this because we are in an increasing inventory situation with fewer homes being sold. That means more opportunity for you. Next up, let's take a look at the inventory levels during this year. As you can see, this is a steady gain each month. The largest monthly gain came in July. This was the point in the year when interest rates were creeping up, and I think some sellers pushed to get their house on the market before prices and demand started trending downward. Whatever the case may be, this increase is much needed and gives some breathing room in our market. Now let's shift gears and take a look at a comparison between 2021 and 2022. Where do we stand? Are we ahead, behind, or running at the same pace? Let's find out. When looking at these graphs that I've prepared, keep in mind that the orange line represents 2022 and the blue line represents 2021. First, let's compare average sale price. The main takeaway from this graph is how far ahead the prices still are from 1 year ago. The big price spike happened in the second quarter of this year. Prices came back down some in the third quarter, but are still well above the third quarter of 2021. With the amount of overall economic change that happened in the third quarter of this year, I think this shows that currently the market is just shifting and not completely tanking. Since the decrease is coming off the absolute peak, I think the behavior of prices over the fourth quarter of this year will give some better clues as to where we are heading into next year. Secondly, let's look at average days on market. Notice that the lines on this graph intersected in quarter number 3 of this year. Although our average days on market for the third quarter of this year was 13, keep in mind that for September we came in at 17. This stat is the biggest shift in our market to date, and I think we'll finish the year somewhere in the 20s. This increase is needed in order to build inventory, which will stabilize the market. Optimally, we don't want this number to have too much of a negative effect on prices, but there's no question that it will have some effect on them. Lastly, let's compare number of homes sold between 2021 and 2022. The big takeaway from this graph is the widening gap between quarter number 3 of 2021 and quarter number 3 of 2022. The general path of both lines represents normal seasonality within the real estate market, flowing from winter, peaking at spring, and tailing off into summer and falling off again as we enter Thanksgiving and the Christmas holidays. That's the normal trend year after year. The wider gap at quarter number 3 shows the shifting market. Ideally, this gap won't widen too much at the end of quarter number 4. The relationship of number of homes sold decreasing as inventory increases shows the cooling of the market in general. Currently, there is no question that the real estate market is shifting here in Birmingham, Alabama. Every market throughout the nation is different. So, while things may be more severe on a national scale, our market has never behaved with the volatility that is associated with other markets in the country. Regardless of the market you are in, higher amounts of housing inventory coupled with decreasing demand due to higher interest rates are going to bring prices down. I think we are at an inflection point in the market currently, and that the fourth quarter of this year will signal a lot as to whether we are looking into steeper declines or if the gradual shifts will continue. As we work through the fourth quarter of this year, I think there will be the most opportunities for buyers that we've seen in the past 2 years. For sellers, the market is still good for selling, but you must pay attention to the factors I discussed in this video and develop a sales strategy based on the changing marketplace. When you do that, you will have success. At the end of the day, homes will still be bought and sold each and every day. Adjusting to the market conditions will be crucial for success within this changing marketplace. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate your time, and I hope this video has given you some good information. I'm Mike Hewlin with RE/MAX Advantage, and I'm here to help you with your real estate needs. So let me know how I can serve you.